What was the most, I think, impressive partnership that Chainlink had in 2025? Especially because we're entering into 2026. I want to make a video on this, even though nothing I say is financial advice, and even though Link currently, which is Chainlink's native token, is approximately 16 times lower than 200 bucks. Even despite all that, I wanted to talk about this because Chainlink very recently, they made a post talking about the 2025 highlight, and they were talking about the SBI Group and Chainlink and the partnership they had. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to this, why am I still kind of impressed by it, even though this kind of was announced, I guess, basically back in August, right? So it's not even that long ago. It's not even like half a year ago. But besides that, the reason why I'm still thinking about this is because the nature of this partnership, basically, right? If we take a look at it, SBI Group is allegedly one of the largest conglomerates in Japan. So I find that very impressive. And actually, fun fact, I got this watch from Japan, and I've actually been to Japan like over 10 times. But besides that point, though, when I take a look at, again, something like this, right? We will see that when it comes to this partnership, kind of the focus is to accelerate institutional adoption of, like, for instance, something like RWAs, or should I say real world assets. And there's also even like some sort of aspects of, stable coins across Asia. So yeah, when I take a look at something like Chainlink and what they did here, I feel like it's a pretty impressive highlight for what Chainlink did in 2025. And is this partnership like the coolest thing of all time? No, but I just wanted to talk about it because the way to take a look at it is that when it comes to Chainlink, I think by seeing stuff like this, I think arguably its fundamentals are being recognized, right? Because they're not, why would something that massive want to even have a partnership with something like Chainlink in the first place? Now, when it comes to Chainlink, it's not like the only project out there doing what it's doing, primarily speaking. What do I mean by this? Like, Chainlink, historically, at least in my perspective, it's known for its emphasis towards oracles, right? But a lot of projects have this focus right now. It's not only just Chainlink. We take a look at, for instance, Pith, right? We take a look at Daya. We take a look at something like Flare, which has the Flare time series oracle. Again, it's not only just Chainlink. So Chainlink's not that sort of only project that's doing that, right? Sort of in that vibe. But the thing is, Chainlink has that sort of pioneer status where it's kind of known as, when people take a look at, for instance, right? Or let's say when I take a look at tissue, I think about a Kleenex, but then that's a brand. When I think about oracles within this space, I think about Chainlink. Now, there's other projects I think about as well, but originally, I just think about Chainlink. An oracle, if I just take a look at it, in this case, it is quite essentially the way I view it, a data feed that brings off-chain data into the blockchain. So basically data from off the blockchain into the blockchain, right? The reason why this is something that is like, even though quite simple, and even though it doesn't seem like it's that important, like a lot of applications, basically within this space, they can't really operate properly without that data. So if we think about how there's literally thousands upon thousands of applications, right? And we think about how in this space, a lot of them kind of hypothetically do need something like that to function properly. As a result, that kind of made Chainlink a little bit more popular, right? Now, is every single project out there going to utilize Chainlink? I mean, hypothetically, I don't think so. But even besides that point, personally, I just haven't given up because I view Chainlink as a project that has, kind of a use case that's not tied to a trend or something that's just like kind of the cool thing for the time being. It doesn't feel like that to me. Like, if there's going to be more applications that are going to appear, right? If there's going to be more applications that are going to be created, if let's say I kind of assume that hypothetical idea, why would that be such a bad thing for Chainlink? I just don't get it. Like, why? It's literally trying to help. Like, I guess applications function properly. So if there's more of what it's trying to help, why is that such a bad thing? Chainlink, or should I say its native token called Link, it's around 16 times lower than 200 bucks. But is Ethereum around 16 times lower than 10 grand? I don't think so, right? I mean, it's not, of course. Also, on top of that, is Bitcoin around 16 times lower than 300 grand? No, it's not. It's not even 10 times, not even 5 times, not even like 4 times, you know? So when I take a look at something like Chainlink, I just haven't given up. I don't think it's hypothetically going to become like the best or anything. No, I don't think that way at all, actually. But why does it even need to become the best? That's just kind of my perception. As of right now, I'm just staying patient, just waiting. And yeah, I guess that's all I can do as of right now. But I want to say thank you for watching. And I hope you all have a very nice day.